hello, hola, bonsoir. I forgot how to say hi in the other languages, but those three are okay. So, I wanted to give 7 reasons why my current college, Santa Monica College, is not for me anymore. Originally, I was going to title the video "Why Santa Monica College is Ghetto," but I do not want to slander any college's name just because of my own personal opinion and my own experiences. So I'd rather just put the title as "Why SMC is not for me" to keep it professional. So, without further ado, let me just give a brief history of how I started off in the college. I started off in about 2018, and I would take classes and drop them just because I was just trying to figure out what kind of subjects I liked that were different from my own high school, because my own high school didn't have like women's studies, foreign languages, geometry. Just sort of my high school was missing a lot, so I took classes here at Santa Monica College to try things out. So, with that being said, this is my experience in the, because I would take about a class every year starting from 2018. So, I've been going off and on to the college here for about, let's see, 2018, 18, 19, 20, about 6 years. I've been on and off with this college for 6 years, and every year there's kind of a new problem going on, or just repeating the same problems that are already there. So I'll list them off for you. So the first one is I was actually mind blown by this when I found out, but Santa Monica College has been shot up. There has been a school shooting here, and off the top of my head, I can't remember how many people died, but the librarian died, many other students died from the school shooter, and then I believe the school shooter was holding the students in the library hostage until the SWAT came and, just took his head off. So when I figured this out, I'm not into ghosts or anything, but every single time I've entered that library, I've always felt kind of like, oh, what if, like, there's like a 99% chance it won't happen again, because the police station is like right there, and there's like weapon detectors at the gate. But even so, it's like, oh, like there's always a chance of, like, I don't know, like having like a silenced pistol or something, where there's always like an idea, like anything can go wrong. And so I probably will not be coming to this library anymore, just to keep my own sense of peace. And so, yeah, I really don't know how, because Santa Monica in general is predominantly white, and I'm not saying by any means that all white people are school shooters, but this school shooting does play into that fact, that idea that only white people are school shooters. And so that school shooting only further sort of added to this stereotype, this cliche. Because I met white people who are Caucasian, who are very, very educated, very, very humble and kind. One of my friends that I met here at Santa Monica College, his name's Jack. He's studying to be a lawyer. He's very, very smart, very, very tall, athletic, and just well-mannered and humble, down to earth. And so that when I found out about that school shooting, it left a bad taste in my mouth to start off with in the school. But let's continue. Second thing, so in California, weed is legal, alcohol is like legal to buy at 18 or whatever. But I've noticed here that there's a drug problem in the school here at Santa Monica College, and I'll further explain that. So, when I first started here, at least in my high school, people would smoke, but like in the bathrooms, like kind of in the corner of the school, not really like parading around that they're getting high, right? Just sort of like keeping away from people and smoking in a random corner, which is kind of what you should do in case people around you have asthma, so as to not provoke someone in a fist fight or something. So the thing is, I've noticed here, and I won't like say that it's just been like Caucasians. Like I've seen like Latinos get high outside of class with like their vape or their bong. I've seen Caucasians, for example, like Caucasians who have given me rides, or who I've given rides to, have their pills on them, or even like African Americans who have like their cocaine on them, their meth, Asians who have their blah 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 blah. And so, because I've met these people, won't say names, but I've met these people in person who do like drugs right before class. For me, it kind of says that these people can only come to this school high, and that for me is it's really bad, because at least when I grew up in elementary, middle school, and high school drug free. I never did drugs throughout my school years. Only it was until high school that I tried marijuana. And the thing is, for me, it's just not something I'm used to. It really sickens me to see people get high before class. And the thing is, it doesn't even just stop there. It goes on, like, even in the middle of class, when the professor would turn away from class, people would pull out their pens, like their weed pens, their nicotine pens, and just start going at it behind the teacher's back. And like, for me, I would just be behind them, just observing everything. And then even after class, like, there's no end, like, to these people getting high. Like, even after the end of class, they would just continue, like, they'd switch over from their nicotine pen to their weed pen to like popping a pill to just, and everything is connected. Everything is connected in school. So the thing is, these people that are getting high are going to the cafeteria high, to the bathroom high, and it just poses a problem to the security of the school, And like me personally, I'm not a security guard, I'm not a police officer. I can't say, hey, put that down or anything. It's not my duty to like release them of their drugs and their weapons. Because for me, I see drugs as being a weapon, because anything can be a gateway drug to just evoke that action to go rob a bank or shoot up a library. So for me personally, that in itself already left another bad taste in my mouth. So first it was a school shooting, then it was the drug problems, and I don't know if it'll get better. What I think Santa Monica College should do is sort of create a drug rehabilitation center in the school. I don't think it exists yet. I could be wrong, but if it does exist, maybe add another one, or just sort of reintroduce the idea of going to school sober, because I think that's when people, because for example, Albert Einstein, Elon Musk, Nikola Tesla, they didn't go to school high on weed, high on nicotine. They were going with the raw brain power, and that for me shows that it is possible to coexist in school without being high. Like, I graduated without being high, and it's just something that I'm proud of. I'm proud of it, because okay, like, every now and then, like, I'll have like a joint or whatever, but it's like, for me to be high every day, absolutely not. Like, I have to be aware, I have to be awake of what's going on around me. So that's the second thing, that second topic, why SMC is not for me, because the drug scene here is very, very real. Moving on to number 3, and this one might be perceived as me discriminating, but by all means, no. So the third topic why SMC is not for me is because I personally miss being in a school where the majority of people are Latinos, because that's just simply what I grew up around. Growing up in Los Angeles, going to elementary, middle school, high school, most of the students in my class were Latinos. And so I was kind of leaving high school. I was already I still had that mentality, like, okay, going wherever I go, I'm gonna be around a lot of Latinos and speak Spanish, because that's just what was natural to me. But coming to SMC for the first time, I realized that Latinos are not the majority they're not the majority of the demographics here. The majority are, I would say, Caucasians, but then that's the thing, it's like, it's not just American Caucasians, it's like European Caucasians and Australian Caucasians, and so it's a lot of foreigners here. And for me, I try to not let that ostracize me, but I still feel that same way since day one here, where I still feel like I could be, and I'm gonna look into other community colleges that are like El Camino, East LA College, which is predominantly Latino. And I don't mean this in a racist sense. Like, I don't mean to say, oh, I can't stand being around more African Americans, more Asians, but it's just, for me, like, I like speaking Spanish. It's just a part of me, and I need to be around. And for me to really bloom as a linguistics major, I need to be speaking Spanish like every day around the people, or with the people around me. So that would be number 3, is that I just miss being around more Latinos than anything else. Number 4, So nothing I say in this video is meant to be offensive, but I mean, if the shoe fits, hey. So number 4 is my issue with Santa Monica College is that there's too many homeless people around, and I know they're coming from like Santa Monica Beach, like / Venice, because that's where like they really flourish, is like having their their tents and stuff, like if they're camping right on the beach. And my thing is, like, as a homeless person, I mean, I would at least kind of have common sense to not go around a university or a college, simply because all students that come to college / university aren't thinking about seeing homeless people. They're thinking about how they're going to get their career done, how they're going to get their education. And so for me, seeing just constant homeless people everywhere, jaywalking, smoking in public, sleeping in public, fighting in public, for me, that's all just very, just an aggressive, sort of unnecessary percent of the population here in Santa Monica that should not be here. And so for me, and I don't mean to say like, oh, I can't stand these homeless people, but it's just I can't stand homeless people around people who are trying to get an education, because that's not how things are supposed to be. It's like saying, oh, hey, there's this kindergarten. There's this kindergarten that goes to a nearby park, right? And the park is open space. If there were homeless people / crackheads doing random things at the park, that would pose an instant problem to the kids, because the kids see that and they think, oh, okay, like friends, but then it's like the homeless people, like these people are on drugs. These people aren't right in the head. And so while some of them are, homeless people just cannot be around people who are trying to get a direct education, because it just clogs sort of that air of having a peaceful education. Because at least for me, being in elementary, middle school, high school, I wouldn't see any homeless people around the school, because the police would kick them out and tell them to go by the beach, by the desert, wherever they go. But for some reason, Santa Monica College is super lenient with that, and I think that's very bad for me and for the students that try to just come in peace and learn. Number 5. So, for me personally, I've known that I was into foreign languages since I was I believe in middle school or elementary. I can't remember, between like 5th grade or 6th grade, but I started listening to like Japanese songs and just sort of like Japanese songs, Spanish songs, sort of Brazilian, Portuguese songs. And so for me, like I've had an idea of what I wanted to do since I was young, but I never really knew the correct term for what I wanted to study, which is linguistics. But the thing for me is like being indecisive is dangerous. For me, as a guy who per se likes chess, I don't think about something too long, right? I think about a subject for like a good maybe 5-10 minutes to an hour, but at the end it's like, okay, decide on something, like, or at least decide to not decide. And so I tie that back into number 5, which is too many people are not taking school serious. And so for me personally, I think this can tie into anything. Like when you're at a job per se, if people, like at my restaurant, right, if people on the cash register don't know what they're doing, people in the back cooking the food don't know what they're doing, if the managers don't know what they're doing, there's just going to be chaos. There's going to be chaos, nothing is going to get done, the money is going to be off, and it's just going to be a disaster. So there has to be an organization, there has to be a direct sort of, at least a list of ways to get whatever it is done. So I tie this back to Santa Monica College because I've met way too many people at Santa Monica College that they don't know why they're at school. And my thing is like, okay, I didn't know what the word was that I was looking for here at Santa Monica College, but I found it. I found it years down the line. And I'm not trying to say that taking classes to drop them is bad, because that's what I did. By all means, if you're searching, if you have the idea to search, you will find what you're looking for. But what I mean in this pretext is that too many people are here at Santa Monica College for the wrong reasons. I've met people here at Santa Monica College who are here, and it's like predominantly like older men. They come to date younger women. They're not here to learn. They're here to date younger women. They're here to some of them are homeless, so they come here to steal from the school cafeteria, use the school pool, use the school gym, and it could even be to steal. I've met a lot of people here who come to steal books, who come to steal laptops, iPads, and it's just there's too many of them. Like, if this was just like, if all these reasons were like maybe just like one or two people, except from the school shooting, I wouldn't care. But it's like there's too many people for every single topic that I'm talking about, that it's like this is a problem now, because it's not just one person's doing it. Maybe it was one person that started it, and then the butterfly effect happened, and now there's just more people doing this. But yeah, I mean, at least for me, and too many of my classes, like, okay, like the druggies aside, there's just too many people there who don't take school, who aren't taking the education serious. Like, and for me, that just goes to say, like, oh yeah, I don't care, like, that the school's paying me to come here, like, they're paying my tuition, enrollment. And for me, that's kind of like a slap to the face, because as somebody who came to this country as a refugee, I've taken education serious since day one. I've been pushed against the wall in that aspect, where my mom has told me, you either go to school, you work, or you just stay out of trouble. And I've been doing all three actively, like, and I've been a happy guy. But seeing these lazy guys in my class, these like beta male guys who just wanted to take advantage of things around, the things and people around them, it really sickens me, because this isn't the place to be doing this. And you know, at the same time, and this doesn't have to do anything with race, but it's just the idea of having like a malicious soul, and not seeking to develop yourself, but seeking to take. And so for me, that's the number 5th reason why just too many people, a large percentage of the demographics here are just wasting their time doing bad things. Number 6. So I'm actually in my car right now, of course, but before this I was taking the train/bus. And oh my god, it is so dangerous. It is insanely dangerous. So the train to get here to Santa Monica College is called the Blue Line, because it's going from downtown LA to all the way to Santa Monica Beach. Now, before I had my car, when I first graduated, and I was I think 17 or 18 around that age group, around that age number, I decided to take the bus and the train to get here to Santa Monica College. And holy shit, like, there's so many homeless people / gangsters / drug dealers on the bus that it's insane. Like, I've seen so many things go on the bus. Like, I've seen people fight on the bus / train. I've seen people smoke and get high on their train with a little crack pipe. I've seen people sell drugs on the train, and it's just really disgusting. Like, I think that especially a train that is obviously used for students, by students, should have a constant security guard on each cart, right? And so for me personally, like, at least I think in my head, like, if the school can afford like a pool and just even a pool in general, like, they can afford a pool, they can afford to have like 4 or 5 security guards on the train protecting the students, but they don't, which is something that I think is very wrong with the school. And you know, on that further ado, there is this thing called the Big Blue Bus, but that is only local to Santa Monica. That's not local. It doesn't branch out to like Los Angeles or like anywhere else that's outside of Santa Monica. It doesn't go that far, so you have to take the metro, which is very, very ghetto. Like, I cannot be on public transportation. It just sickens me. The smell of piss everywhere, the smell of drugs everywhere, people passed out on the floor. It's just a mess. Last reason why Santa Monica College is not for me. And you know, in French, when I learned French at the school, I learned about an expression that is very, very beautiful and that I use every single day. And I associate this with this expression with myself and with people. And the expression is vous a l'air blanc. And vous means you, a l'air means that you have an air of something around you. And so for me personally, you know, this can sort of translate to English as like, you look like this, but in French it's more like, it's like a visible, it's like a it's more sentimental, it's more direct. And so for me personally, you know, be going to a school with, when I first found out like Santa Monica College had a lot of foreign students. I thought it was going to be the coolest thing ever. Talking to French students, Russian students, German students. But they are very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. They're not exactly here at Santa Monica College to look for friends. They're here coming from their countries to get their degree and not think about anything else, which is okay. It's understandable, but because like if I were to do the same thing, like maybe I'd have an air of like competition around me, but every student is kind of the same way. Like it's like I've talked to a lot of people from France here, a lot of people from Russia here, a lot of people from like the Middle East here, and they're just all kind of like just very isolated, very introverted. And for me, like there's a difference between being like an attractive introvert and like a unattractive introvert. And like an unattractive introvert is somebody who doesn't want to talk to anyone at all. It just lives in their own world, doesn't want to like do anything for anyone else. They're just thinking about themselves, who just considered as selfish. Then like an attractive introvert is somebody who at least tries to be friendly with people, who at least tries to get to know one another, and has their moment where they open up and then they close up. That's the difference. It's like one opens up, the other doesn't open up. And I think as humans we have to be speaking to one another, otherwise we just get in this really nasty state of mind where we're not progressing, because as humans we're mirror beings. We learn from each other. So it's like you as a person you have to be speaking to anyone like daily. And so that for me plays into the number 7th reason why I won't come to SMC anymore. It's just because the connection with the foreigners is just not there, and that for me is very bad. And that just ties back into why I want to be around my own race of Latinos, because even though like the foreigners don't speak Spanish, that's besides the point. I would like for the foreigners to have that, because Latinos, the Latinos that I grew up around were foreigners too. They were refugees or children of refugees fleeing from Mexico, Central America, South America. And they spoke like they were like they had to speak, because that's the thing is like when you come on a visa whereas you're a refugee, it's two different colored feathers of the same bird. You're coming from a foreign place. And so for me that just prompts me to look for another college that has everything the opposite of what I've written on this piece of paper. So with that being said, those are my 7 reasons why Santa Monica College is not for me. My official review of the school, because this is the thing, like all these things that are bad, there's also like good sides to it. Like there's a lot of help, for like financial help for out-of-state residents. Like I met a couple of people from the South who come here, like lived here for a year in California, and now they get free in-state tuition. So there's help for people from different states / countries. The beach is close by, and there's like foreign restaurants around here, blah blah blah. And while other people might see this place as a paradise, it's not personally for me. I don't like the school. So if I were to give it like out of a 5-star review, I would give Santa Monica College about a 1.5 to a 2 if I'm being really nice, but I would go for 1.5. And with that being said, I'll leave the video off there. Let me know what you guys think of your own school, what kind of problems there are, what kind of star rating you would give. And it's been Leo. Thank you.